Hi, my name is Wilman Ziada, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with the award-winning and acclaimed music composer, Peter Dizozza. For more on Peter, you can read more about him right below this video, but in the meantime, here is a sneak peek at the amazing talent of Peter.
Now, what do we know about the Suez Canal? There is a toll, but thanks to these big white generic storage containers, it provides for an inexpensive transport of goods. And it opened in 1869. Does it have locks? Does anybody know if the Suez Canal has locks? There are no locks in the Suez Canal. The Gaytan Lake rests 85 feet above sea level in land between locks in the Panama Canal. And how did you become so confused? If you ever wonder why the lazy bones are scattered, what I've heard and have learned is the lazy work twice as hard. Time, take it slow, take your time. There's no shortage of time. Haste makes waste, take your time. You can't rush these things. We have plenty of time. We are out of in time when we're living in time. It was a time for a plan to reveal itself. It was a time for our planet to heal itself. And though in time when we pine and we taking stock, we did it on the clock of eroding rock, measuring time in predictable intervals. We found our clocks in the cycles of rolling balls, and as we mock what is truth to conceal our crimes, all those other times it was almost time. Now it's time. To the nerve center, headless chickens come home, reconnoiter on a roost spot to lie and sleep until dawn. I was ready the day before to attend our burnt offering. Was it changed from 11 or is it 10? It was a time for our plan to assign a nurse. It was a time to perform and to not rehearse. And we would leave all the times for another time. All those other times, it was almost time. Now it's day of judgment. Did I miss it?
Well, hello, Peter. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you, Will?
I'm doing great, and I'm so excited that the audience just got a little sneak peek of your incredible talent. And Peter, I was telling you off camera, I love the fact that we are eavesdropping in on what it is to be an artist. Here you are in the car going to your job that you do 3 days a week as a lawyer. But my friend, you are such an accomplished composer.
Thank you. And I have this Saturday is my big new score presentation with the funding from the City Artist Corps.
Talk to me, Peter, about that and where that is exactly and what the piece is.
The piece is called Tunnel. It's about digging, but also about two couples who are interacting in some conflict in two different parts of the world. The rest of the title is From Suez to Candlewood, because they are two man-made bodies of water. So it's about the interaction versus the interference of our species with the rest of the world, with the entire universe. But you know, the term nature, how we interact with nature.
And Peter, where can people come and see that?
It's at Theater for the New City. It's a grant that has produced the project itself at Theater for the New City on 155 First Avenue. It's between 9th and 10th Street, around the corner from where we live. Basically.
Well, I love the theater. I love the work they've done. I've seen many a production there, and I love that the support that they continue to give artists. And Peter, I want to know first and foremost.
Crystal Field, acknowledging Crystal.
I know that you grew up in Forest Hills, but you have your roots in Italy, Naples, as do I. And I'm sure we are related somewhere, somehow, somewhere. But I want to know, Peter, what it was like growing up in the Dizozza household. Did you have music playing constantly? What were your influences? Talk to me.
Yeah, I think from our mother introducing the piano into our living room, when we were on Dartmouth Street, and then later on, me becoming very connected with the piano as I am today, pretty much equally, and with my sister Monica, my father and mother, being in the professional field. My father was a lawyer and my mother was a teacher, and in the McVeigh school system. I mean, so she was going to work, and we had music coming from me playing piano, actually, and from the phonograph. It's not like a musical family, though I'm connecting with some Amarone family in Naples, where there is this musicality. But it came out of, I think, also the growing up in the 1958 to 68 Beatles, the sense that they were saving the world, and how important music is. Simon and Garfunkel, and the aspect of the folk Bob Dylan style. That music was changing the world, with the world changing so rapid. I mean, it's gone on. Now we're in such an accelerated state. So I continue to hold on to that the creative artist, through influencing. I'm sorry, also not actually forcing. It's not like legislature or laws so much as inspiring and influencing ideas.
Well, Peter, what I love so much about what you do is the fact that you are a perfect example of someone who can go after multiple blisses in a lifetime. Here you are in the car you are a very well established and well accomplished and well known attorney. And at the same time, you are a very well known, well accomplished composer. And here you are, it's almost like I consider you, and I don't know if you've ever thought of it like this, Clark Kent and Superman. When you're at the law firm, you're Clark Kent, and here you are creating these masterpieces as Superman. And I want to know for you, Peter, what this must have been like for you, because you've been composing since you were 6 years old. You have been, and I want to know what it must feel like for you and your family to look at you accomplish in these two major fields in lines of work.
Yeah, the sense of accomplishment is part of what I'm interested in. Yeah, thank you. Let's see if I can address that. Because the two fields, it's applying a similar approach to any activity, a creative approach, so that they're not so separated, though there is that feeling of being understated as a lawyer. I think a few people probably live with that, where they can go pretty outrageous in their art, but it's the same process applied in the fields. And I think there's a great support from my family in that I have my wife and daughter who are, living with creative process and sharing and inspiring it. But there's so many big questions there. Do you want to? I'm sorry, did I address the question?
No, Peter, you're perfect. I know you didn't think that driving today you'd be getting the Barbara Walters questions, but Peter.
No, it's okay. But the multitask is so built into, and almost to the extent where we want to address multitasking as a way of life versus the intense focus. And I'm balancing those two. And it just turns out this way, that the multitask is there.
Well, look at in 1991, you had two major things happen to you, and not only being accepted into BMI, but then you starting to work at a law firm. And I love that all happened for you in that year. And BMI, for people that don't know, the BMI workshop is the preeminent workshop for songwriters. And what a beautiful time that must have been for you. But was it then that you realized, my God, I can do both?
There was support in the job, I think. The awareness of my being hired by Jerry Whirlin and taking on the BMI workshop, that yes, well, I was doing both. I think the songwriting going back to 6 years old is so much a part of my existence that it's always, whatever is happening, it's always there. So it was being able to take in the learning process of BMI while being an attorney by being employed. And there's some controversy to that. Of course, I wonder, but there was a point when I decided to go to law school where there was a limit to my inspiration, a limit to my interaction with the world, where I needed to open up into a common sense world. So that this is my own, journey. Yes, in 91, it had already been happening like that,
Got it.
wherever I was working.
Well,
I was always having music as a component and some performing arts.
well, Peter, you are a perfect example for everyone watching. Well, and before I say what I'm about to say, I want to let everyone know for more on the incredible Peter Dizozza. You can read more about him right below this video. Peter, I'm so grateful for your time today. And I also just want to let anyone that's watching, but especially the young artists out there, that if you have a bliss, like Peter said, it will never leave you. Like you said, Peter, you were always, since you were a little kid, it was almost like this calling within, this bliss within, it was always going to come out. But the fact that you were able to buoy it with a consistent job, that you can do both and be successful at both. And I think you are a perfect example of that. You are a paisan, a brother for me from another probably great grandmother. But Peter, I am so grateful for your time today, and God bless you.
Thank you, Will. You too. All the best to everyone out there. Oh, good health. I'm around if you need me. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye, Will.